Hello, my friend. How are you? I hope you're doing really well. Okay, this message is you carry such a pure frequency of light. This light is so pure and so powerful, this charge, that there are not many people who can hold the charge. Okay, in fact, their physical system is not equipped for it. They will pass out. That's it. They can't hold it at all. But you can, and you always have been able to. And I'm seeing that you've leveled up, recently leveled up, where you are tapped back in to this very pure charge. And when I say tapped back into it, it's because you went through so many things in this life. See, you were born with this purity, this pure light, this pure energy. Your soul is like a light bearer, okay, of the highest frequency. You were born with this, but you were this bright light in this dark area. You were born into this dysfunctional environment, okay? And because it was so dysfunctional, there was like a coat, almost like, it feels like a coat of armor was put around you to shield this light, to shield this pure light, so that you would always have it, okay? But I'm seeing you were born into very dysfunctional dynamics with people who were operating in a very low state of consciousness. You were the light in the darkness, but your light was so bright. These people around you, they wanted to dim it. It was too bright for them. It was way too bright for them. They wanted to dim it, and they worked very hard to get you to believe that you were somebody that you weren't. Okay, because that benefited them. And I'm seeing you took on all of this dense energy. You took it on, okay? You took it on so that you could survive through it, but you took it on also so that you would be able to transmute the energy, so that you could end the cycle, okay? Because oftentimes we have to take on things if we're going to alchemize them or transmute them into something else, okay? So you were born with this light as a child. Your environment was very dense, and you needed to shield this pure light. You went through this density, you took it on, you were in survival mode for a long time, but then you reached a point where God wanted you to reconnect with this pure light. So God put you through a process, okay? And the first of this process was a very deep emotional purge. Of course, you were separated from these people, okay? You were given that space so you could go through this process. And it was a very deep emotional purge. We had all these emotions coming up. And then there was that mental aspect where you were able to sift through the beliefs that you were conditioned to believe, you know, whether it was psychological warfare or social conditioning. There was a lot of things that you were conditioned that weren't in alignment with who you truly are. So you took on a lot of beliefs that just were false. And so you had to sift through those beliefs. You had to do the inner work. You had to connect the beliefs to your emotions. And there was a lot of acceptance going on in this first process. Acceptance, like seeing those people for who they really were and accepting that this is the stuff that really went on. Because it's like something out of a horror movie. It's like something in a book. It's like not real life. You know what I mean? It's just there's so much pain there. There was so much adversity. So much spiritual warfare. Okay? And you were carrying all that stress around, all of that painful emotion around with you for so long. It really did take a toll on you. Okay, so you were having that emotional purge. You were sifting through your belief systems. You were diving deep and understanding who you really were. And there was a physical component I'm seeing also where you were in a deep state of rest. Like your body you might have been on bed rest. You might have been just like incredibly fatigued, a lot of pain in your body, like your shoulders, your lower back, your hips, your neck, just like on some type of bed rest, or you were like, maybe you were forced on some type of bed rest, like maybe you broke something, or you had some type of illness going on, something that I'm seeing that you were like, the universe was forcing you to stop and slow down because you had been in survival mode and you had been running on these stress hormones for so long. It was like go, 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 go. But the universe just wanted to stop you. God was like, we need to stop you so that you can reconnect with your true self, okay? So I'm seeing that you went through those processes. And if you're still in that process right now, just hang on and keep doing what you're doing, because you are going to level up and get to this place that I'm about to speak of, okay? And you're doing a great job, and you are so loved. You are so, so loved, and you are so powerful, okay? You are so powerful, and your light is so bright. In fact, this is the reason why you've had a target on your back your whole life. You stick out like a sore thumb because you were strategically placed in like the darkest of environments where there was really no light. And here you are, this bright light. It's like you can't miss it. That's why people who don't even know you were so quick to judge you and not like you. And it's not even like they didn't like you. It's just that your bright light just shined in on their shadow, their own shadow that they didn't know how to face. All that wounding in their heart. See, because you have such a pure light, you operate from the heart space. But people who are still in their shadow, they're operating from the mind, okay? Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm like detoxing something right now because like I have a lot of mucus coming up. And maybe it was from my scream therapy, but I don't think so because my voice was okay yesterday. So today is something different. It feels like a detox. So I too am going through this physical detox, but I am seeing now that you've connected back with this purest of pure light that you've always held. And it's requiring you to go through another detox. It's requiring your body to be very mindful about what you put into it and to watch how your body responds to the things that you are eating and drinking and the content you are ingesting and just the energy in general that you're consuming, whether it's, you know, a dietary need or it's some type of entertainment or something like that, or just the spaces you're in. Your body wants you to become incredibly aware of how this energy is affecting it, because in order for you to be able to ground this charge, this pure light, like really ground it fully through your system and fully connect with it so that you can radiate it out, you have to have a very clean, balanced diet. Your body doesn't want stimulants. Your body doesn't want to, like stimulants like caffeine or processed sugar like white sugar. Your body doesn't want depressants like alcohol or other types of chemicals that depress the system. Your body wants to be clean and pure, because the energy, your natural energy, is so pure and clean, okay? And so you might not be able to tolerate certain things. You might not be able to eat certain foods. You know, we just spoke about this, but y'all leveling up like boom, 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 boom. That it's coming up again. This message is coming up again. You might not be able to eat white flour. You might be called to have whole grains and seeds and like quinoa or like raw seeds, like like raw sunflower seeds or raw pumpkin seeds or hemp hearts or chia, flax, things like that. Your body might not be able to handle certain oils, or just certain like lab made things that are just messed around with, you know, like flavor enhancers, which just, they're not really flavor enhancers as much as they're like things to keep you addicted to the food so that you'll keep buying it and keep making money for these companies, okay? Your body doesn't want this highly processed stuff. And, you know, it's going to be different for everybody. So, you know, you really to listen to what your body is telling you, okay? And then you have free will. So if you want to fully embrace this pure light that you have and fully step into this purpose, this soul purpose, where you can ground this charge and emanate it out and radiate it out for others to pick up on, to heal and to assist in the evolution, you know, you have to really honor what your body's telling you, okay? So it's like you might not be able to handle, like I am seeing like soy products and MSG, or just things that fall under natural flavorings that in the US, because the US, the food system in the US is just like, it's wackadoo. Like they allow so much that's not good for you. Like they have so much, you really got to read the labels, and you really got to listen to how your body's responding to things. Highly processed things, that's what's coming through. Highly processed things, and things that have a lot of chemicals and additives in them. So you might be called to make a lot of your own food at home, to eat a lot more fruits and vegetables, raw vegetables, or, you know, like cooked vegetables, and like lean meats, if you eat meat. But again, listen to your body, what your body's telling you to do. You know, there's not one way for everybody. We're all different. And what works for one person is not going to work for the next person, okay? And we're not to force what works for us onto other people, but to just become very aware of what works for us and what we need, okay? So you might be feeling very dehydrated as you go through this detox. You might have a lot of mucus coming up, like I am, as you go through this detox. You might not be able to eat like fast food, or you know, like frozen foods or things like that, or things coming in aluminum cans. Your body's letting you know. You might be getting like having hives and reactions, and or maybe your fingers, or maybe you can't have super salty foods, okay? So I can go on and on about all the different things that you might not be able to have. But the point is to listen to what your body is saying. You might be called to eat organic if you can afford it, okay? You might be called to grow your own herbs and vegetables. Follow the call if you want to fully embrace this charge. See, what I'm being shown is that when we fully embrace this charge and we ground it, we become like this beacon of light, like this lighthouse, and we radiate this energy out for others, and we kind of like, we light up like a grid. We are strategically placed all over the globe, so that when we light up, when we ground the charge and we light up, we connect with each other like a grid. And then the earth also has a grid, right? So we assist that grid, the earth's grid, into maintaining its alignment, and the earth's grid in turn assists us in maintaining our alignment, because the earth is operating at a different level of consciousness than we are, okay? So, and all of this together just assists the human race in raising its level of consciousness and evolving, okay? And so, again, you have free will. If you choose, if you don't want to go down this path, you don't have to. You don't have to do it. Like if changing your diet completely and having a clean diet or giving up certain things is something that you just don't want to do, you have the choice not to do it. It's, you know, it's your life. No one's telling you what to do. God's not telling you what to do. You know, like, I'm not telling you what to do. This is what free will is all about. You can do what you want, okay? But if you are following this call and you are embracing this call, you may have noticed that your body's going through yet another detox. And this detox might come with a little bit of a headache because your senses are opening. Like, I'm seeing your brain capacity is expanding. Like, you're using more of your brain. I'm seeing this pure light that you are holding is working with your brain. Your like your thalamus and your like hypothalamus and your pineal glands specifically, like the center of your brain, like the basal ganglia and the corpus callosum and like your pituitary gland and your amygdala, you know, come on. And you're like, I'm seeing like from the inside out, your brain is lighting up and you're using more brain capacity, which means that your senses are heightening also. Your sense of smell is getting stronger. Your hearing, your sense of taste. And that's why things that you might have enjoyed in the past, they don't taste the same to you right now. And like maybe you're hearing things. You're hearing different frequencies. You might be getting ringing in your ears, high-pitched frequencies. Your brain is in your endocrine system, so certain organs are also, like your pancreas and your thymus. So your body is just leveling up to hold this charge. And it's a really beautiful thing. Again, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving you medical advice. If you don't feel good, please go see your doctor. Go see a doctor you trust. Get yourself checked out. Get some lab work done. Get some, you know, have them do a full checkout on you, okay? Because, you know, when you do carry a lot of dense energy for a long time, it can truly affect your body. It can affect your heart. It can affect your organs, your intestines, your, you know, even your brain, your thyroid. Okay, so you do always want to get checked out to make sure everything's okay. But if you've been checked out and everything's coming back like you are good to go, but you're noticing that you are having these food reactions or reactions to certain energies, like that's your body. That's your body telling you, like, I'm detoxing, I'm leveling up to match this frequency, okay? And this is your soul. This is part of your purpose. And what else? And again, you are operating from the heart space, which is unconditional love, which is compassion. That does not mean that you tolerate people hurting you. That does not mean that you make excuses for people who are doing malicious things. No. But you're operating from this place of love, which means that you're not trying to control other people. Because control is fear-based, okay? We see a lot, and I'm going to make another video about this, but we see a lot of people out there that go through these awakening processes. They're in the beginning, and then they want to try to control everybody and like be like, no, you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to wake up and you have to, and they're like shaming people for where they're at in this journey. And it's like, no, that is fear-based, okay? We are accepting people for where they're at in their journey because God's on a certain time frame. And everything is working out perfectly. And focusing on where other people are at in their journey, although yes, we do want to see significant change. Yes, we do want, like the world is in a state of devastation and it is scary. But we need to maintain our alignment. And you need to focus on keeping yourself aligned so that you can radiate that energy that will help people wake up. Okay? You can't force other people to wake up. You can't come at them and shame them and make them want to listen to you. Then they're not going to listen to you. They're going to be repelled by that. And it's going to be triggering for them. So we want to accept everybody where they're at in their journey. Are we tolerating people who attack you? No, we're not, because you love yourself. You love yourself, and you know your worth. So no, you are not putting up with that behavior. But are you engaging and going back and forth? No. What's the point? What's the point? They're still operating at this low frequency, this low state of consciousness, and you're operating up here. So you are the example, okay? You are leading with love. And sometimes leading with love is leading with self-love, okay? And saying like, I am not going to tolerate that, and I will love you from afar, and I will pray for you, okay? But we're not controlling people. And we're certainly not shaming people for where they're at in their journey, okay? You can be angry about things. You can be angry about the way you were mistreated. You can have a lot of emotions coming up and fear coming up, but you work through that. That's your work. You work through that, and you do that in ways that align with loving yourself, okay? So that's the message. Your body's going through another detox, and you are being called to have very clean, keep your body in balance, clean, pure foods, whole foods, nutrient-dense foods, and to come away from things that are causing an adverse reaction in your body, okay? It's an important message. That's why it keeps coming through, because your body is a very important part of being able to hold the charge. And like I said, you carried around that stress and that dense energy for so long that you're going through these different levels of processing it out. And now you're at a very high level. And in order to maintain that charge, you need to keep like a clean system, okay? That's the message. I'm gonna leave it there. I love you so much. I know you've been through a lot. Listen, I know you've been through a lot. But you've reached this is like a success point. You have reached this point where it's like you're successful. You've done it. You've realigned with your true self. You're in your purpose. And the energy, the pure energy that you radiate is so powerful and so magnificent and so beautiful. It is so beautiful. People cannot help but notice it. Okay? And again, it does make them feel a way about it, but that's not on you. That's not on you, okay? What's on you is maintaining that energy. And I'm so proud of you. This has been such a long journey and so difficult, but you did it. You're doing it. Look at you. Look at you. Okay. God loves you so much. God is so proud of you. I love you so much. Your whole team is proud of you. The earth thanks you. The earth is proud of you. And keep doing it, okay? I'll talk to you soon. I hope you have a great day.